a word of love, compassion.
He's a pope like no other before him in recent memory. One that has become known for his preference for humbleness over the lavish and often flashy lifestyles exhibited by well-known lower-ranking preachers.
He has come to the papacy by way of being an archbishop and being like in the trenches. He talks about the pastor having to smell like the sheep if he's going to be a good pastor. So he was out there in the ghettos. He was doing this long before becoming pope.
The Pope surprised some leaders in America this week when he declined an offer to attend a lavish dinner with U.S. lawmakers, opting instead to have dinner at a homeless shelter where he also helped to serve food. And instead of traveling around in an armored, opulent limousine, Pope Francis stuck to his compact Fiat instead. For Bermuda's soon-to-be retired Catholic Bishop Robert Kurtz, the Pope's example of modesty should send a message to others in religious positions.
Now, this has become a kind of a symbol of what our ministry has to be. A ministry of mercy, a ministry of service and love. And he really is a great role model for all of us who are called to be believers, not just priests or bishops or cardinals, but for everybody in the church.
While some were surprised when the Pope sent a flyby radio blessing to the island while en route to Cuba last weekend, Bishop Kurtz was not.
I wasn't surprised by the fact of a blessing from the papal trip in the airplane, because years ago they would send a telegram sometimes to nations that the Pope passed over. What I was surprised by was the fact that he got on the sound system and talked to the traffic controller and talked to the young lady here in Bermuda and offered his blessing.
The bishop thanked Premier Michael Dunkley for writing to the Pope on a previous occasion to try and reconcile the differences between U.S. President Barack Obama and Cuban President Fidel Castro, a gesture the bishop believes was on the mind of the Pope when he flew by.
And the Pope, through the Vatican offices, sent a letter of appreciation back to him. So I have a funny feeling that, that Bermuda was on the radar because of Premier Dunkley's gesture.
Elsewhere, Bishop Kurtz is nearing the end of his tenure with a new bishop-elect already selected to succeed him.
One of the things that I thank God for was the fact of being named a bishop in Bermuda, because it's a small diocese. And in a small diocese, you can get to know. I'm going back to Chicago, and as I've told people, I'm going to have to learn how to take my walks in the inner city, which may not be as beautiful as Elbow Beach.
Tari Trott reporting for ZBM News 9.